Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining me once again. It's Sandra here from Huron Ridge Greenhouses, and I'm going to get back to the broadcast I'd planned to do earlier in the week when things kind of got turned on its head. So I was planning to talk to you yesterday about plants and baskets that are made for shade. Shade is a bit of a problem for a lot of people. You have a shady yard, and a lot of flowers really do need full sunshine. So we got to get kind of creative with our solutions for shade. I brought some ready-made things here to show you and talk about, and then I've also got some suggestions for things you can do on your own. So we'll start off with baskets because that's how I started the other day. I showed you one of my favorite baskets for sun, which was Iconia begonia. It's one of the few begonias that will take sun. It will also take a fair bit of shade. So if you've got a part shade, part sun location, those begonias are still good. However, if you have a much more shady location, then you need to stick to a tuberous begonia, and they do beautiful. This is also called a non-stop begonia. Just fantastic colors, so bright, so full. Oh, dropped my tag. And just really, really great. So if you've got a really shady spot, this is definitely something I would consider. Also keep in mind that begonias are very, very sensitive to the cold. So if you're taking it home this weekend for yourself or someone you love, just make sure they know that this is going to have to stay warm, especially this weekend when it's going to be so stinking cold outside. What's up with that? Okay, so that's one option for you. Another one that I have for you, I think the other day I showed you sun patience, which are great for sunshine. They'll also do part shade, but this is a New Guinea impatient. And the tricky part is they look very much the same. So you really do have to either look at the tags or ask somebody to point out which row is that for you. When we put the baskets up in the greenhouse, we'll do a whole row of one kind. So all of the New Guinea baskets are together with all the various colors lined up in the aisle of the greenhouse. So once you find one, you're pretty much set that down the road, down that aisle, they're going to all be the same kind. So like I said, New Guinea impatiens, a great solution for a shady spot, okay? Also sensitive to cold, so just keep that in mind, okay? So those are our 10-inch baskets. Then we go to, one second. I got to grab this right over here. I didn't put it in the right spot. If you have a completely shady spot, a lot of people are having great success with ferns. So we have lots and lots of Boston ferns. They are also in a 10-inch plastic pot. Perfect solution if you've got a full shady spot. Definitely, you're going to miss out on the flowers perhaps, but this is an option for you, okay? So that is just a regular Boston fern, 10-inch basket, okay? Then we're going to move up in size a little bit to our 12-inch baskets that are our mixed baskets. And here we've only got a couple options that are for full shade. So this is one full shade to part shade, okay? And this is actually probably one of my favorites. Oh, I just dropped a plant. I'll get that in a second. Okay, so this is, again, one of those Iconia begonias, which can do, like I said, sun or shade. Then there's a Trinia here, which is also a lovely shade-liking flower. And then we've got Lysmachia, or also known as Creeping Jenny, that comes out the bottom. So this is a great shady hanging basket. Okay, so that's our 12-inch size. If you're looking online, that'll help you. And I think, what did we call that one? We called that Trailing Lucky Strike. So there you go. That's the name of that basket if you're searching for it online. And then I have one more shade 12-inch basket I wanted to show you. And again, this will do shade or part shade, okay? And this is our dragon wing. And I believe we called it, let me just see, a yellow-tailed dragon because it has this Lysmachia coming out the bottom again, which is a really nice lime green color. Plays well off of the darker foliage in the basket. Again, a shade that this basket will do well in the shade. So in talking about baskets in the shade, I'm going to get to a couple, one more. We made up some water saver baskets. I know I told you about these the other day. The water saver basket has a 1-gallon reservoir in the bottom that will hold water, which means you don't have to water it every day like you do some of the other baskets. So this one has a Shiva fern in it actually, as well as some begonias and some Lysmachia. Now they're fairly newly planted, so they're going to get a whole lot bigger, but that gives you an idea of what's coming. This would do great in the shade, really, really nice. And in talking about that, I wanted to show you these, because this is the empty water saver, so you get an idea of what you're buying. So these white wicks are fabric wicks, and they come up through, the soil gets put in this part, and then in the bottom of here, if I can just take it out, So this is the area that holds the soil. And then in the bottom of here, there's a water reservoir. And up to this line here, there's the drain hole, so it can't get oversaturated and rot. But here is the water reservoir. So everything up to here can be full of water. How many hours of sun make it for a part shade, part sun basket? I would say we call a part shade basket anything that only gets morning sun. If you're getting 3 to 4 hours of full afternoon sun, that's a full sun basket. If you're getting a couple, like if you're getting like sun into late morning or late afternoon, that's more of a part sun basket. And if you're getting, very little sun or only sun in the morning, then we would call that a shady basket. I made the mistake a number of years ago. So I have a big old farmhouse with wraparound porches. So my porches face really almost every direction. They face west and south and then east. So west and south get pretty much full sun. Now there's a couple big trees that the one end of my south porch doesn't get as much sun, but my east side is, first of all, in the shade, and second of all, on the east side. So it gets virtually no sun. I made the mistake a few years ago because I really wanted all my baskets to match, and I planted them all the same with bubblegum petunias. And I'm going to show you a little picture here. Just give me 1 second to pull it up on my computer. There you go. So those two baskets are planted with the exact same flowers. They were watered the exact same way with the exact same amount of fertilizer. And the basket on the left was in the shady location and the basket on the right was in the full sun. And you can very easily see the difference that sunshine made to that basket. My solution that year was to rotate my baskets. So I changed them up every couple days, which was kind of a lot of work. But it did help them stay in color better. But definitely I made the mistake of thinking that I could plant all the same flowers around my porches that have very different growing conditions. So that's definitely a piece of advice to you. Make sure you're growing the plants that are best suited for the area that you are growing them in. Otherwise, you're going to end up disappointed like I was and have baskets that don't have very nice flowers or are long and scraggly looking. So that's that little component. Now, the other thing, I was just going to show you a couple patio pots. To be really honest with you, we don't have as much in our patio pot lineup for shade. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I keep trying to talk Kevin into growing more, but he doesn't know where he's going to put them. So I'll keep working on that. Anyway, this is the 1 12-inch pot that we have that is made really for almost in complete shade. So it's got a lovely coleus in the center, and these are double impatiens around the side, which are fantastic in the shade. I've actually got a couple of these in my shady baskets this year. There's also a begonia tucked in there and some dichondra. So this patio pot will do really well in the shade. This is our 12-inch size patio pot. Okay. I can't remember what we called it for its name on our online store, but I'm sure you can find it. It's the only one that looks quite like this. Now the other baskets that are planters that I showed you the other day that have this coleus in them, the fiery coleus, those will do well in the part shade, but they definitely do need some sunshine, okay? So if you have, one last thing is one more patio pot that we made up specifically for Mother's Day in mind, and it's a premium shade planter. I'm gonna lift it, but it's heavy. Oh, just got watered. So it's got a big Kimberly, or a nice size Kimberly Queen fern in the back. It's got some coleus in there, some begonias, and some ivy. A really nice big square patio pot. They're on for $80. So it's a bit more of an investment. Again, it's a big pot, holds a lot of soil, which means it also holds a lot of water. A little less care. If the more soil volume you have, the better your plants are going to do. So that's something to keep in mind. So the other thing I would suggest to you is if you're not seeing what you want in our basket lineup, you can always make your own. So these empty water saver baskets, and I think there's a couple other kinds of baskets online as well, are online for sale. I believe the empty basket, the water saver is an investment. I told you that the other day. This basket empty is $50. Fill it with soil, and then you can always pick your own shade-loving plants. I talked about a double impatient before. They do really, really well in the shade. You could also plant, this one we don't even have in a basket otherwise, Streptocarpella. Streptocarpella really likes the shade and will keep flowering with those pretty little purple flowers. They're a little more delicate looking, so you might want to mix in some other stuff, maybe a begonia and even a fern if you wanted. But you can do up your own baskets as well. Again, the thing you're going to have to remember is that you're going to have to keep things inside for a little while. Forecast this weekend does not look good. Next weekend looks much better. So we're really hoping that once we get through the coldest snap this weekend that things will definitely do better. As far as, I know different people have asked about a full shade north-facing area. To be really honest with you, unless you are content with a fern, it's going to be really hard to find something that's going to flower on a north-facing full shade. I would give double impatiens a try because I think that's probably your best success with a full shade situation. Yeah, double impatiens. I'm trying to think of what else. You can try some begonias. I think they'll give you some flower, maybe not as prolifically as they would if they had a little bit of sunshine. But it's certainly something to consider. So that's what I have for you today. We are hoping to see a bunch of you tomorrow. We'll open at 10 a.m. We are going to have limited access to the greenhouse. You may have to wait outside in the cold for a little while, so be prepared for the elements. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a very nice day tomorrow, so yeah, maybe you want to bring a coat and a hat, and then you'll want to take it off as soon as you get in here. Your glasses are going to fog up. It's so nice and warm in here today, and it's not very warm outside. So definitely prepare for the elements tomorrow if you decide to come and visit us. Our online store is open. Our curbside pickup is changing a little bit because we need to facilitate our foot traffic now coming into the greenhouse. So our curbside pickup is actually going to be around the barn and kind of up the back where we actually load our own trucks will be our loading zone. So just watch for signs. Please, if we've got people in the parking lot trying to wave you down and give you instructions, please pay attention to them and they'll try to point you in the right way. We appreciate your patience. We are flying by the seat of our pants here trying to figure out how to make this all work, and we're doing our best, and we really appreciate your support, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend. I don't know if I'll get another video online this weekend, but I'll definitely be making some more next week, so keep sending me your questions, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you. Have a great day.